Hey everyone, it's Annie
and Brady
from the Never Growing Up podcast, a Disney Parks podcast for adults.
Thanks so much for joining us for this week's episode. Make sure you subscribe and leave a rating for us on whatever app you're joining our conversation.
And don't forget to follow us on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Links for all of our accounts are in our show notes.
Enjoy the show.
Hey everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of Never Growing Up, a Disney Parks podcast for adults. Today we have a few updates for you, a little bit about the future of our episodes for the next couple of weeks, and also continuing our Fantasyland tour as promised, all on today's episode. Hey, stranger.
Hello. Hello, I missed you.
Oh, my Lord.
What's
my
happening?
God. Did you hear that?
No.
Okay. This is actually a really good segue into what's been going on. So, guys, first off, we've missed you. You probably don't even know who I am
100%.
anymore. My name is Annie. I'm at WDW Collective, and I have an amazing co-host, and his name is...
Hello, guys. My name is Brady McCleary. You guys know me as Brady Cam on Instagram, and we have been through it. Technology has not been very kind to us.
Yeah. So if you happen to be new, Brady and I live literally on other sides of the country, pretty much. So we have to do this show using software so we can record remotely. I'm in Ohio, Brady's in New Mexico. So, which it hasn't always been, we haven't always had this, well, we always been recording it apart, but we've never really had a time difference issue, and that's been, going on. But we've had some massive technical difficulties. So what I was about to say, when I said, I'm not going to say it again, because what happened was I said what I said just a few minutes ago, and Siri popped up because I have a brand new computer. So apparently when you say those words, Siri pops up on my new computer. And she starts talking to me, and I'm like, I didn't summon you. So that's what happened there. But we've had some really big technical difficulties, mainly because we had some computer issues, we had some software issues, and then my computer crashed. During all of this was first the COVID experience, which obviously is still going on, and also what has been going on in terms of the Black Lives Matter movement, with George Floyd's murder, and then moving forward with Breonna Taylor, and all the unfortunate losses that we've had in our community. And we wanted to be respectful of those lives, and didn't want to put up a new episode that was happy and joyful when we were trying to focus and amplify Black voices. So we've missed you, and we're sorry. What a fucking mess. I've given up on this.
So sorry, guys. So this is episode 59, part 2, really, because we recorded. Yes. We sat and we recorded in episode 59, and it was fucking fire.
It was such a good episode.
It was double fuego, guys, and unfortunately, the software that we use, in combination with Annie has it all, as she's the host, right, of the program,
of the software,
and her the software, and her computer crashed with that, so the episode's gone. I have my voice. If you guys just want to hear me talking to myself,
we could just run it with your voice.
But
it was a good episode.
Yeah, so it was a really
good great episode.
We really touched on, we just want everybody to know, like, our podcast speaks directly of us. Like, we are in control of our podcast. We aren't here to sugarcoat or make it pleasant for anybody else. And we fully stand with Black Lives Matter. We fully stand with the LGBTQ plus community.
Yes.
And right now, everybody I mean, even women still, everybody's still fighting for the rights. And in fact, I know I didn't bring this up with you beforehand, but it just came to mind.
Oh, it's okay.
Uh, if you follow me on Instagram, I posted a picture yesterday of my husband and I, or maybe it might have been Friday. My husband and I wearing our rainbow Mickey ears, and we look really cute, and it's a really good photo. It's got icons on the bottom. And then I use that opportunity to bring up the fact that in most states, it is still perfectly legal for a straight person to murder somebody in the LGBTQ plus community and call it a gay quote gay defense panic or gay panic
Yeah, that's
defense.
wild. I had no idea that that
It
existed.
blows my mind.
Yeah,
Blows
come
my
on,
mind.
guys.
And that it's called that. Like
Yeah.
they have a special term so that if he were say I were to hit on some guy, he didn't like it, he freaked out, I embarrassed him, he could kill me tomorrow, go to court and be like, I'm sorry, it was a gay panic defense, and they would have to take that into consideration. So
Y'all,
it is not over, ladies and gentlemen.
it is
And
not
right
gonna
now
quit.
the media is not posting, but people are still protesting.
Mhm.
There aren't any riots going on, so people aren't wanting to cover that. It's not, shining a bad light on anything. We are
Yeah.
out there fighting, and uh, we stand behind that. And that's kind of the gist of the episode that we lost.
Yeah, and we talked about that too. And we talked about too kind of like what we wanted to talk about today because um we we also recognize that there is yet another spike and people are politicizing what's going on in this country, and
Mm-hmm.
that's really fucked up. And um I I am very concerned that and the last episode that we recorded, we were talking about how Shanghai Disney is handling their opening and what we've been seeing at Disney Springs, and it's a very positive episode. It was a very, I'm so pissed. It was a very positive episode because we were just kind of talking about like the future and like that how everything is supposed to be opening on July 11th. Since we recorded the last episode, Disneyland has delayed its opening indefinitely because of the spike in cases that are going on. And I would be very, very surprised if that also doesn't happen with Disney World. So we didn't want to rehash that episode again, just because we don't want to like get everyone's hopes up and for them to like shut
Right.
everything down again. So
We
that's why we're
actually
not going to talk about that.
just moved our reservations because we were supposed to go
Yeah.
in May, and then we moved it to August, and we just moved ours to June of next year
Yeah.
instead of August, because one, I just don't see it happening. Two,
Yeah.
um, like we have reservations and we had tickets and our passes and everything. And in the emails, it was saying that like they would contact you and it was like your turn to uh, redo your reservation, and we
Mhm.
were never contacted,
Yeah,
and
there's
everything we
yeah.
wanted was gone.
Yeah, and also I don't know if you've seen people have been posting about it too, is that many cast members on both ends from Disneyland to Disney World are petitioning against the opening. They're already doing it at Disneyland. I've talked to a few cast members who are very, very concerned about the parks reopening. So we're not going to rehash it because, quite honestly, I feel like I'm in a fit of anger like all day long because I feel like I'm either fighting people about wearing a fucking mask or, and sorry guys, we're just throwing out the F words today because we're just pissed, or
Yeah.
I'm fighting with people that fucking say all lives matter. So we're not gonna we're not doing that. And honestly, like if you are that angers you and you think that this is a Disney podcast and we shouldn't be talking about that, just don't listen to us, man. Like seriously,
Yeah.
we're gonna fight for what's right. So
We are like, don't get us wrong, we are a Disney podcast, but it's a
yeah,
Disney Parks podcast for adults, and we're gonna have
yes,
adult conversations here, and we
oh,
are
really
going
good
to
point.
use yes, and we're going to use our ability. We were born a race that people will listen to automatically, and we're going to use that. So
Exactly.
uh, Anyway, so there's
So,
that. You know, that's why we've been away and we've missed you.
yes, we
But
really have.
I have been dying to talk about Splash Mountain.
Yes, let's discuss it, guys. And this
So
was earlier in the week, right? Again, time has no meaning anymore, but this was earlier in the week, right? This week. I don't even know. It feels like it
it
should have been
was.
made a long time ago. Let's say that. Let's say that roll loud for the
It
people in the
was,
back.
yeah. Hello, back there. I am so excited. They're redoing. Okay, so if you haven't been following along with literally anything, they are removing the racist Song of the South inspiration of Splash Mountain. Which, okay, so I read a bunch of things on people's posts on Instagram, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, my kids don't even know the story. Like it's just them singing," which I guess is kind of fine because
Yeah.
to a lot of people, Splash Mountain is just a bunch of animals singing and creepy. uh, so, but there is it derives from the most racist production that Disney has ever made,
Yeah.
and it's it's going away, and I'm totally stoked. My mom and I actually, when it was just kind of speculation that they were going to replace Splash Mountain with Princess and the Frog, my mom was thinking, you know what, another one good one would be Pocahontas because you know she
That's what
takes her
Nick said.
canoe over the mountain or
Yes,
over the
that's exactly what
waterfall.
Nick said. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think it's more
But I
important that we
told,
use Tiana.
well, I mean, and I think it just makes more sense because in Princess and the Frog, the animals talk, so they could still
Right.
get away with that vibe in there.
Right.
I'm
Yeah, because they're going
excited.
to Pocahontas. I didn't think about that. Yeah, you're right.
Nothing.
Yeah.
But I am so pumped because I just keep thinking, okay, so Princess and the Frog is very near and dear to my family. It came out when I remember they were advertising it when I
Mhm.
lived in Orlando when I was 19 and I had just turned 20, and my sister came to visit me. I was all by myself out there, and we went to Disney World, and they were advertising, it, and they would sing like all the songs on the Mark Twain or not Mark Twain. Is that which is the Liberty Bell at?
Liberty Bell is at Disneyland. The ferry. Let's just say the ferry.
Okay, yeah, the
Hold
ferry.
on,
I
I'm
can't remember
staring
which
at a
one it is. I'm
map. Why
sorry,
am I a
guys.
dumb bitch?
So
Um, wait, not front. Is it considered Frontierland or is it considered?
it's Frontierland. Yeah.
Oh no, it's considered Liberty Square,
Uh,
right? Why is it not on the map? Oh, Liberty Square Riverboat. Cruise the rivers among the Liberty Bell. Guys, we have a Disney podcast.
okay, I'm sorry. It's so it's the Liberty Bell. So when they were advertising Princess and the Frog, they would have all the characters
Yeah.
on the boat, and it would go around, and they would sing around the bayou, if you will, and it was super cute, and it made me and my sister really excited to see it. And then flash forward to a couple weeks after my sister came to visit me, we found out she was pregnant with my first niece. And then the movie came out, and we loved it, loved it, loved it. And I worked at the movie theater at that time, so my sister and I got to see it for free. And I think we went to the theater to watch it like 4 or 5
Yeah.
times. It was so cute. And then unfortunately, my niece ended up passing away,
Yeah.
and I got a tattoo on my side. It says "Je t'aime," you know, like
Yep. I
Ray.
love
Je
you.
t'aime, je t'adore, Evangeline. But anyways, so that movie is very near and dear to us. So I'm so
Yeah.
excited to go down the bayou with my sister on Splash Mountain,
Oh, I love
and
that.
I can like I've already kind of been picturing like where they're gonna put what because I was like, oh maybe uh, when the quote unquote laughing place is gonna be his friends on the other side to keep it dark and
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
and you'll be like, I got friends on the
All
other
right.
side, and then you'll go down that little splash into the
That's what I was
darkness, and then
picturing
it'll
too.
be like his little buddies. Oh God, it's gonna be
It's
so
gonna be
fun.
great. I'm so
It,
excited. I'm
it's
so
gonna be
excited to see
so cute.
much more of Tiana's presence in the park too.
Hmm.
So it's awesome. We're so excited. I've I've actually Brady and I talked about this. So I've never been on Splash Mountain because I don't we've talked about this in other episodes. I don't like to get wet on rides. I am
Hmm.
not into being like wet the rest of the day, like my socks wet. I just can't handle that. So but Nick's gone on it. And he he's even said when this came out, when they finally announced that Princess and the Frog was taking over, that he's like, yeah, he's like, you feel very uncomfortable on the ride. He's like, because the whole plantation life, and it's like, if you have any sort of education in your brain, that does kind of ring out to you. And I'm very surprised that it took Disney this long. I was surprised it took Disney this long because they changed the redhead thing, which sure, I mean, it didn't really like bother me that much, but like, okay. And as a woman, so
The thing with that one though, because like they're like, we wants the redhead, and like they were saying they replaced it because like
they were
sexualizing
saying,
women or
yeah,
objectifying women, but like now she's like, we want the rum, the boys want the rum, so it's like, okay, so you want kids to binge drink, like if you're gonna
no one
go
can
like
win.
that far, like
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
I don't. I mean, I do understand it. I do. But I think the Splash Mountain thing should happen a long time ago, in my
Yeah,
opinion. So, all
I
right,
agree.
guys, let's cheer you up a bit because things are heavy right now. It really is. Like, and I am glad that we're getting back into these tours because, quite honestly, I think we're not going to have a lot of new news for a while. I will be fully shocked with, especially like the fact that Florida's getting the cases that are like higher than like some things that they were seeing in New York City. So I'm just whatever. Anyways, we're not going to talk about it. It gets me all pissed off. We're going to talk about we're going to finish our tour of Fantasyland, which we haven't done in like a month.
Fantasyland.
And I'm looking at the map right now. So, okay, guys. So, for those of you who are new to our tours or new to any time we do like a run through or a tour of like any of the festivals, we literally take the map. We're pretending like we're there. We go step by step. We talk if we get to some of the, which we'll get to the restaurants today too. Finally, from Fantasyland, we look at the menu like we're at the restaurant or at the quick service place, and we choose things like just like we're physically there, and we just give you our thoughts, and hopefully it provides you some kind of respite and like feel like you're touring the park with us. So if
Respite. Get
awesome,
it. You're so learned.
okay, so where we left off, we think because it's been a while, we think we left off at the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh,
Like
which
we hadn't talked
we
about
haven't
that.
talked about that yet. um and quite honestly, I've only been on it a few times because it's really a ride for like really little kids.
It's
Um,
cute,
it's
but
very
like
cute and well done. The line is always insane.
I get a little grossed out
Ew,
there.
why?
And because everything is in the line is designed to keep your child entertained. So like you touch the
Oh,
walls and rub the
yeah.
honey and then you play with the toys and I'm like, this is a cesspool. It's like going into the ball pit at McDonald's.
That's how I feel about the Haunted Mansion line. You know how like they added all that like extra business? And you can bypass it. You don't have to touch everything. But I mean,
Right.
obviously everyone's touching everything, and I feel the same way. I'm assuming if things do move forward, that that's not going to be a thing anymore. That you're not going to be able to touch stuff. Um, I would be
Maybe.
very surprised. I don't know how they would do that. But you go through the story of Winnie the Pooh. You travel in a honey pot. It's very cute for this adult
It was
podcast.
very well made.
Oh, it's
It's very
beautiful.
very well themed.
Very well themed. It's a very lovely ride. It really is. I mean, unless you like super love Pooh, I think the line is insane. I wouldn't waste a fast pass on it.
Pooh.
Um, these are my opinions.
If you really love Pooh,
If you really love
um,
Pooh. So,
I mean, yeah, like, and honestly, at the end of the day,
yeah.
the line for it dies down, and it's if it's something you really want to catch, you can just hop on it after the fireworks, and you're gonna be good to go.
Oh, that's a good
Um,
point. Yeah.
it's it is super cute. What did it used to be?
Oh, Jesus. Was that it was okay, so I'm not entirely. I think it may have been Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, but I could be wrong
Mm,
because
let me
PhilharMagic.
think.
Oh, wait, or was it? It wasn't Snow White. It wasn't Snow White's Scary Adventures because that's where Princess Fairy Tale Hall is. There, that's there now. And I'm trying to remember what PhilharMagic used to be. PhilharMagic used to be a Lion King thing.
Oh, you're right. It replaced Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Ah, damn the trivia, the trivia. Proud of myself.
Good.
So the next one is a ride I haven't ridden in maybe 5 years, and it's the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Listen,
Listen. Ugh.
That ride again is another gross one because there's a bunch of stuff you can
Yeah.
touch in the lines. It is not worth 180 freaking minutes, and that's
I
all it
don't think
ever
anything's worth
is.
that, but
Um,
that's me.
okay,
I
Avatar.
know, I know, I know. We get the
Don't make me fight you. But no, it's just it's actually one of Matt's favorites. He has to go on it every trip. He loves it, and it is a lot of fun, but it's just so short. Like,
Yeah, it is short. Mhm.
I mean,
Compared to,
it's
like, the
cute,
other roller
cute,
coasters.
cute. I do really like it, um, but it's just like I waited in a 3-year line for a 10-second ride.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very, like, I know the tracks that they used are, like, some kind of new roller coaster track, and it's an extremely smooth ride, and it's a beautiful ride. Again, yes, it is very short, and the line is always 120 minutes
Not.
plus. Like, there is no and even, like I don't even know how this works. Like, you can never get a fast pass unless you are booking, like, 6 months in advance somehow. I
Yeah.
don't
Well,
understand how people get a fast pass.
it's one of the top tier ones, so
Yeah.
it's like you got to choose between that and like Space Mountain, and then Space Mountain's usually always pretty long too. But that one at least goes down,
Yeah.
especially like if you like watch the fireworks on the Tomorrowland side of things,
Yeah.
you could like hoof it over to Space Mountain and get
Oof.
like a 20-minute wait.
Yeah.
That will never happen at the
No.
Seven Dwarfs Mine Train ride. It's always long.
Yeah, and it also took, like, a bajillion years to build. I remember when they opened New Fantasyland, and we talked about this when we talked about New Fantasyland, and you would just walk around that whole area, and it was just under construction forever, and, it's just I think it's a fantastic ride but again, I haven't ridden it in, like, 5 years because I can never get a fast pass for it, and a lot of that's just because we would normally, in normal times, book, like, a month in advance.
Right.
And,
It'll already be gone.
yeah, it would already be gone, and even if you show up for extra magic hours, it would still be, like, a ridiculous wait. I'm
Yeah.
like, "Who's going?"
There's sometimes Matt and I have been able to go up there and ask if we could get in the fast pass line, and they'll just be like, "Oh, do you know all the names of the seven dwarves?" And then I will shit on them with knowledge
And
and
you're
get in
like,
that fast
"Listen,
pass line.
kids."
Listen, I know you're only 17 and you just graduated high school and you're a college
Bless your
program
heart.
person. Bless you. I am 9,000 years old. I was there before Snow White.
Yeah. No, I hear
So,
you.
but
So
no,
oh,
it's fun.
yeah,
It's a
it's
fun
great.
ride.
It's a good time, and it's, like, the hallmark now at this point of Fantasyland.
Would I rather stay in that line than Peter Pan's equally long line? Sure.
That's a good point. Yeah, because that's the other ridiculous line of Fantasyland is Peter Pan. Um so next this is our last attraction, quote unquote. And then we're gonna start talking about food, and I'm starving because I have to cook dinner after this.
Uh,
Um, Princess Fairy Tale Hall, where you get to meet some of your favorite Disney princesses. And just FYI, if the park does open, we did talk about this in the Lost episode. Um, this is probably not gonna open for a while because they're not doing character meet and greets in like Shanghai or anything like that, unless things have changed. But it's probably not going to happen. But this is where it, like, and the lines would be insane too. These are to take pictures, and I think it was usually like Cinderella, and I think Tiana would be there sometimes, and I don't think Elsa was there. I think this was mainly like OG princesses, like Aurora, stuff like that. I think I could be crazy.
I honestly have no idea.
Yeah, I've never again, I don't do we and if you're new to the show, Annie doesn't really do meet and greets because I feel like personally, this is my personal opinion, I am taking that time away from a child. So I don't do them. I have a friend who loves to do them, Brienne. Um but I don't do them for that reason. That's
Not
just me.
saying any names,
Not saying any
Brienne.
names. At Disneyland for one. Yeah, I'm not
Rhymes with Brienne.
So we're finally going to talk about the so those are all the attractions. So if you already listened, Fantasyland is like the hallmark of Magic Kingdom. It is a huge land. It took us 2 episodes to get through just the attractions. So finally, we're going to talk about your food options, and they're really great for the most part. For the most part.
There's actually quite a few different places there, like as
Yeah.
far as uh, different varieties of like quick service. Actually, I kind of take that back. There's a couple sit downs,
Yep.
but the quick services are like super quick service. Like it's like
Yes.
you can get a turkey leg and go.
Except
Like
for like
that.
Pinocchio. We'll talk about Pinocchio, but
Yeah.
there's some and this is if you've been a fan for a really long time, you'll hear me talk about Friar. We're going to talk about Friar's Nook because they have tots, and we'll have a conversation about it shortly. But I'm a huge fan of Friar's Nook. So let's get started with like the creme de la creme, the OG Cinderella's Royal Table. You thought I was going to say Be Our Guest. That's next, but let's talk about
That's next.
Cinderella's Royal Table. Which is a character dining experience. It is extremely hard to get into Cinderella's Royal Table. You are eating
Mhm.
dinner in the castle. Have you ever done this before? I have
I
not.
have not, and they will not even let you take a look.
Yeah.
Uh, that trip I went when it was just me, I my like my Mecca journey, my
Yes.
spiritual journey. Uh, I went in there. I was like, "Hey, can I just like pop up in there and just take a look? Like, I won't even take any pictures. I just want to see what it looks like."
Hard
And
no.
they're like, "Off, yeah." They're like, "Off with his head, this crazy stupid bitch. Like, get out of here.
Yeah,
You got the
it's
money, honey? Guess not. Bye."
so which menu would you so we go through the menus like we said before, we go through like we're sitting down and having a meal. Which menu would you like to go through?
You know I'm a lunch hoe.
You are a lunch hoe. I love it. And lunch a lot of
Friggin'
times they're
friggin'
pretty
love
similar.
lunch.
Um, Good God. So if again, like Cinderella's Royal Table looks like it's not going to be available for advanced dining. If the parks do open on the 11th, just FYI. Okay, so this looks like it's a prefix menu. $75 for lunch. I mean, I could easily do that. I don't know if this is something that I would choose, but um
I mean, it's got a charcuterie.
it does have a charcuterie. Annie loves a charcuterie. It's one of the things that's
Castle
killing me since I
pickles.
became vegetarian to not have charcuterie boards. Oh my god. So they have the appetizers of the court. So it looks like do you get an appetizer? Yeah, you choose one appetizer, you get an entree. It's $75 plus tax and gratuity, egad brain, and then your finale, which is your dessert. And I think you can also get a beverage here. Am I correct? Yes, you can.
I mean,
Fantastic.
for all of that being included, like an appetizer, I mean, and there's like everything on the appetizer
Oh,
board, ranging from soup
this
of
is
the day to seared scallops, like for
yeah.
$75. Yeah, I would pay for this.
Yeah, yeah, this is like dinner. Like this would be your main meal, I would think. Like even though this says
Oh,
lunch,
100%.
yeah. So what would be your appetizer of the court?
Well, if it's all included, I'm not going to be the ding dong that just gets a soup. My ass is going for those seared scallops because not cheap. Uh,
Right.
it's like okay, so it's like when I go to Starbucks, which I do always, and I earn enough points to get my free drink. Like,
Mhm.
I'm not just gonna get like my regular drink. I'm gonna load that bitch up because it's gonna be
Sure.
free. So if all this is gonna be $75, I'm going for those seared scallops.
Yeah, I think just because since for those of you who are new, I became a vegetarian in January, but charcuterie boards, like I'm a slut for charcuterie boards, and this kills me. So yeah, I would probably choose the seared scallop because I will have some fish now and again. Because I'm not like into the salad because of the maple vinaigrette. That does not do it
Yeah.
for me. So I'd probably just get the scallop. Entrees. Do it.
Entree. I'm going for that tenderloin of beef,
Oh, for sure. That's probably real
celery
good.
root mash, seasonal vegetables, and a sauce bordelaise.
Oh, very nice. I'm looking at the chickpea panise, crispy chickpeas panise. So it must be like a falafel type situation. Tomato jam, roasted carrots, which I hate carrots. I asked them to
I
do that.
hate carrots.
Carrots are the devil's lettuce. Tremolo spiced garbanzos and chive powder. It does look good. There's also a protein bowl where you could get a plant-based protein with farro. I love farro. Red quinoa, toasted hazelnuts, and a grain mustard herb dressing. I think that would be a very nice lunch. So probably I would actually choose the plant-based protein bowl. That's where I am.
Yeah, excuse me. If I was going for actually, okay, so this was lunch, which we are looking at the lunch menu. I would
Yes.
probably do the plant-based, or sorry, the protein bowl, just because that seems a little lighter. And tenderloin beef, I think I'd be dragging the rest of the day with the
Yeah.
itis. I just ate too much.
Yeah. You'd be like, ugh. But if you were like doing a park hopper day and you were like ending your afternoon there, then it'd be fine. You can go back to your
Yeah.
hotel room, whatever. Dessert finales. What you thinking?
I was thinking either the Jack and Gus, which is a whipped cheesecake with seasonal flavors and garnishes,
Mhm.
or the lemon sorbet,
I do love a sorbet. That would be so.
garnished with blueberries.
If I was continuing my day at the park, I would get the lemon sorbet. If I was ready to shit for the rest of the day, but it's probably worth it, is the clock strikes 12.
Oh yeah.
Which is a dark chocolate mousse, a dark chocolate ganache served with a raspberry coulis. I mean, I would have bathroom issues all day, but it
See,
sounds delightful.
I don't like chocolate with fruit flavoring or flavors of any
Yeah, I
fruit.
hear
Like I
you.
remember back in the day, those raspberry chocolates and those orange chocolates that you'd like peel apart like an orange, but it
Yep.
was like chocolate. I hate that, and that's like I guess I tasted that and really hated it and never gave it another opportunity.
Yeah. They
Mm-mm.
have
Ooh,
pretty
I
decent
said,
drink. They have wine flights, which Disney does a fantastic wine flight. I have always done wine flights at most restaurants because they just have a really great selection. This selection here is kind of Mao, but if you love a flight, they have flights for sparkling,
oh, they have a
Chardonnay,
build
and a
your own
red flight.
cupcake.
Wait, what?
They have a build your own cupcake.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
Oh, the
it's
kids crave your own
kids
dessert.
crave your own dessert.
Cute. That would be very I would
I,
like that.
I want a cupcake.
I would
Yeah,
prefer that
screw
actually.
the kids.
Yeah, because that's like a nice little dessert. Like you don't have this whole business. Okay, what's next? Pinocchio Village House. Oh, that is OG. I remember going there as a kid.
Pinocchio.
I love Pinocchio Village House. It's fantastic. What a great little spot.
I don't even remember the last time I've eaten there though. Actually, I think I ate there in 2017 maybe with my familia.
It's they have some really decent choices, especially from a vegetarian standpoint. With their flatbreads. This is like an Italian quick service, which I find interesting, even though it looks German on the outside. But
It looks super
it
German.
looks super German, but I think what it's doing, this is just my thought, is if you're in if you go to northern Italy, especially like by the Alps, everything looks very Swiss, like Swiss buildings. So, when you're like on the lakes. So, I'm assuming I'm going to tell myself that's what this is because that's what they look like. So I'm just going to tell myself it's like a Swiss building. Um, so we want to do, I think lunch and dinner are probably the same, I would assume. But they do have a little Mickey and Minnie surprise celebration. That's got to be old. They cannot have this anymore. There's no way.
Yeah.
Why do they have to get desserts
Or
first?
considering it's closed.
Well, everything's closed. um,
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm considering like it's
oh,
all closed. I don't know if they've like updated it
right. I see. So
because
the
that was like for their 90th thing, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's weird that they haven't updated that. Because that was like well before COVID.
Tangled Wally. Oh, I remember seeing pictures of
So
that.
the entrees, again, they're like flatbreads, salads. There are some chicken nuggies, so that's awesome.
Hold
I
on, rewind. Can
What?
I say that this is now my favorite restaurant? They put the desserts first on the menu,
They do. I love it.
which
It
honestly is, in my opinion, I think eating dessert first is healthier for you because if you plan
Absolutely.
on eating a dessert anyway, you're going to eat your meal and then you're going to be full, but you're going to be like, man, but I really wanted that dessert. So you're going to get that dessert, and then you're going to overeat, which causes weight gain. But if you eat your dessert first, then you'll eat what you want of your dinner, and then save the rest for later.
Right. Oh no, yeah, I hear you. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Chicken parmesan.
So they have a lot of flatbreads, which I enjoy the margarita flatbread there, obviously.
I do love a good margarita pizza.
Yeah. But like I feel like eating a chicken parm pasta is a lot of business for a quick service place. In my
Yeah,
opinion.
actually, however, I would probably slap this chicken parmesan sandwich
Yeah, that
right in
would
the
be a
butt.
better choice if you're feeling the chicken parm. There's also an antipasto salad, which I've had before. This was before I was vegetarian, and it is very good. But I would choose the
Chicken
margarita flatbread
nuggets.
these days.
I do love chicken nuggets though.
And they do
Ooh,
have a
like
plant-based
dang,
menu.
yeah.
So it's just
Yeah,
straight up
I would
plant.
go with the chicken parmesan sandwich, I think.
That I bet it's good. I bet it's real good. And then they do have like their plant-based options, which is literally penne with marinara sauce. Guys,
Yeah.
come on. There's no nothing really interesting from it. They do have a gluten wheat allergy friendly. So obviously any of those flatbreads you could turn into a gluten or wheat allergy friendly crust, which is awesome. And they have many different allergy menus. So egg allergies, shellfish allergy, which I don't think there's really milk allergies, peanut tree. I mean, they go to town. So you have your options. I love it. It's old school. I've been going there since I was a child.
So I just got done scrolling through all
No,
these
you're good.
allergy friendly
There's a
things.
lot.
There are so many options. If you're listening to us and you have children and they have some kind of a food sensitivity or allergy, this would definitely
This is
be a
the
good place
place
to
to go.
go.
Or even you as an adult, people
Yeah, I
try
mean,
something new.
100%. If you yourself, uh, this is a good one because I'm pretty sure all the restaurants will accommodate you in some
Yeah,
way
they
or
do.
another. But if you want to go in knowing exactly what you have and what you're getting yourself into, I would definitely say start here because it is
Yeah.
black and white right here on the app.
Yeah, agree. So
Mm-mm.
let's go to the
Yeah, now
other
some chicken nuggies.
chicken nugget. You can't go wrong with chicken nuggies, quite honestly, if you ask me. All right, be our guest. Which I feel is
Been
like slightly
there.
controversial because some people love it, some people like live and die for it. It's still really hard to get into, but some people are like meh, like me.
It's really pretty on the inside.
Yes.
However, it does smell and feel like a
Cafeteria.
cafeteria.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
And sounds like a cafeteria.
it's so
It's
loud,
so loud. It's like a cave in there.
but it's really pretty. Um, and if Beauty and the Beast is near and dear to your heart, like it is really cute. The food, we went for breakfast. I'm not a
Okay.
huge breakfast person in the first place.
Right.
Um, Again, we all know I'm a Will Bottom for lunch. I love lunch. Uh, but so we had breakfast and it was just good. And like you walk in and you order like at these kiosks in the front, and then you sit down and they kind of bring you your food on these like borderline hospital food delivery trays.
But they're cool because
Uh,
they're RFID tag. So they know like exactly where to take it.
right, right.
It is
It is it is pretty cool, but like it just it felt very like I had eggs and it felt very like mass produced
it's
eggs, and
very
it's not cheap.
yeah.
So but it's good. Like it's a good time. I would definitely do it again. In fact, we were going to do it again for our next trip, but I think we were going to do lunch because my mom and I have heard that that's the better menu uh, as far as like kind of getting your bang for your buck and quality.
So yes. So when I've only been to Be Our Guest once, and it was for lunch. It's not the menu they have now. So this was a while ago. So the menu now is the same as dinner, and it's like a prefix. Back in the day, you used to be able to like there was more of like it was more lunch like. But again, this is
Hmm.
so mass produced, and they are churning people out of that place because everybody wants to go eat in the ballroom or whatever. That I think it's become a little more mass produced, and it's another reason why I'm not a fan of it. But yeah, I mean the food selection is a lot better. Um, so again, prefix $62 for an adult. And we'll go through the menu.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm thinking this is one of the restaurants when you book it, you have to pay in advance.
You have to put a credit card down. So
Okay, okay.
most like the higher end signature dining God in heaven restaurants, when you make a reservation, you do have to put your credit card down as a hold.
Which
Um,
is also the same for in Hollywood Studios, the lightsaber creation. I
yeah,
had to put my
yeah,
credit card down for that.
same idea. Yep. Yeah, so this is
Okay.
definitely one of those places, and usually if you go to any of the more higher end signature restaurants, you do have to put your credit card down, which is like good and bad. But I get it because like that waiter or waitress is really missing out if you don't show up for your reservation. So appetizers, the plant-based offering for me. Oh man, mixed field greens.
I'm just looking at all this. I'm just like, I don't like French onion soup. I
Oh, I
don't
love
like
it. It's so good. That's
um,
probably what I would get actually.
lobster bisque.
And
Actually,
I
I've
love
never had
lobster
it. I guess
bisque.
I would try that. But that assorted meat and artisanal cheese selection does not look good to me.
See, it looks really
Chicken
good.
liver pate, like
I'm
ugh,
not a pate person, especially because of the way it's made.
it's like
But
cat food.
yeah, I don't eat pate, but everything
Uh,
else I'd be into.
and I don't like ham. No, no, no. I'm gonna go with the mixed field greens.
Yeah. So the entrees are pretty robust, and when I say robust, like they're pretty. The fact that this is lunch, it's like it's a
This
lot
is
of
a
business.
heavy meal.
It's a
Like
heavy
yeah,
meal.
you're gonna be slugging over to Aloha the like counter to get
Yeah.
your Dole Whip after this one.
Um,
Ooh, but I
I would
just
go
love sea
between
scallops.
the roasted corn and spinach tortellini, but again, that's really heavy in my opinion. And then there's the pan-seared scallops, which actually is probably what I would get, and it's a seasonal risotto with wild mushrooms and butter sauce.
I love filet mignon, so I'd probably get the filet mignon
Oof.
uh, because I just love it. And yeah, I just feel like heavy all day.
You I know, this is why I don't understand, like, why they have these, like, really big restaurants like this. Like, I get Epcot because, like, you can kinda balance your day and have those bigger dinners there, but here I'm like, "What are you doing?" But the
Yeah, let's get a center cut filet mignon and then go ride Space
no,
Mountain
I
until we
Space
puke.
Mountain, oh god. The dessert trio, so you get to I think you get to pick 3 of these, correct?
I don't know. I didn't have dessert for
I'm trying to
breakfast.
remember. There's a lemon jam macaron, a dark chocolate truffle, white chocolate chip cup with gray stuff. So that's the gray stuff. And vanilla cake with lemon curd, which is the plant-based offering.
Mm, I would definitely get the lemon jam macaron because
Yep.
I love macarons.
Mhm.
I would definitely get the gray stuff because you're at Be Our Guest, and if you don't get the gray stuff, you know how you can ask the dishes about it. And I guess the vanilla cake with lemon curd.
Yeah. Now, one thing here though, their wine selection is like significant and they have their own private label champagne and wines made specifically for beer guests,
Mm,
which is cool. And in theory, if you look at the prices for the bottles of wine, they're actually not terrible. Like in the grand scheme of like, if you look at wine lists at some of the major signature restaurants, this is not terrible. This is probably like how much I would normally pay for a bottle of wine at a signature restaurant. Like the champagne is like 79. Again, it's high, but it's in the scheme of looking at the wine list from the other signature restaurants, it's not terrible. They
right.
have their own private label rosé, which is only $50. Their own private label Chardonnay and their own private label red, which I'm assuming is probably it's from Chateau Neuf de Pape. Okay, can't see you today. Damn. All right, we would probably get that, and then I'd have heartburn for the rest of the day. But I love wines from Chateauneuf. I'm such a bitch.
Um, I would get that rosé, the Enchanté rosé.
Yeah. And they have, like, such a really, really great wine list, guys. I'm just, like, skimming through it right now. I mean, they have, like, a Sancerre for by the bottle. Like, that's impressive. I'm really impressed
Oh
by
my
their wine
goodness,
selection for it being in a theme park.
$89, $120
Oh, for the Veuve Clicquot.
Chardonnay,
Oh, yeah, Kistler.
140 for Cabernet Sauvignon.
Yeah, but again, in the scheme of things, it's not the most expensive wine I've seen at Disney. Not that I've ever gotten a
True.
wine like, Ni when Nick and I get a bottle of wine at, a Disney resort, we probably stay around the $80 range, quite honestly, and that's literally on the lower, lower, lower end. Um,
Right.
their bottles are
Well,
very expensive.
you also got to take in consideration of Disney price. So what
Right.
you're going to pay at for that bottle of wine on the outside of Disney is probably going to be cheaper. And ooh, at the grocery store, it's only this much. Well, you're paying for it at Disney. Like
Yeah,
mine and
that's
Matt's
the
favorite is the Moet and Chandon
yeah.
Rosé Imperial,
Oh, very nice.
and we always get that for our anniversary. And it's like a $69 bottle of nice wine or champagne rosé uh, at a regular liquor store, but at Disney it's usually like 75,
Yes. Yeah,
eighty
markup is
dollars.
so
Which
high.
I mean, for me it's worth it because it has that sentimental value and it's also really good. So
Yeah.
that sentimental value is priceless.
So the rest of these places I think are considered snacks.
Snacks.
Well, they'd be considered snacks, and there are some, like, quick service type of stuff. So we'll go through them pretty quickly, and we're also at 46 minutes. So so Gaston's Tavern, which is, again, part of New Disneyland. I have never gotten any food here. I am
I've gotten macarons from there,
Oh, you
and
get macarons there?
they were really good. Yeah, they're just like I think there's like 3 of them in a pack,
Oh, nice.
and they're just like assorted flavors.
Damn, I didn't know you could get that
And
there.
yeah, I love. I was going to try and make my own the other
Yeah.
day, and
Oh, those
there's a
are
lot that goes into it.
that's
And I
hard.
do not have any baking skills. All
Me
my
either.
skills belong inside of a pot of cooking
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, and these are all, like, kinda prepackaged, um, things that you can get. So they have, like, a ham and Swiss sandwich, a smoked turkey and Gouda, and then there's a fruit and cheese picnic platter, which is
I
probably
don't
what
know
I would
how I
get.
feel about smoked turkey and Gouda, but
That's what I would have gotten if I, was eating meat.
yeah, Matt always likes to get the LeFou's brew. I'm not a fan of it. Um, it tastes
Bleh.
like a hangover.
Yeah, and that is what's famous for Gaston's Tavern. You get the souvenir well, if you choose to get the souvenir stein, it literally doubles your price more so than less. But it's
Maybe Baby Bell snack
I
cheese.
know, I saw that. I love that so much.
I just love Baby Bell cheese.
In LeFou's Brew, if you're not familiar with it, it is frozen apple juice with a hint of toasted marshmallow and topped with all natural passion fruit mango foam and served in in a souvenir stein if you so get that one. That's a lot of sugar.
That's a
Woof.
lot of sugar and so many flavors.
Oh god.
Like marshmallow,
So
apple,
lot happening.
passion fruit, mango. Like that's busy, busy,
Yeah.
busy, busy. It just I made a caramel apple sangria for one of my birthdays one year. It was a
Yeah.
Disney themed birthday,
Yeah.
and I made a caramel apple sangria, and I called it the evil stepmother's brew or whatever the fuck I called it. But super hungover the next day because it's just sugar, and as every adult knows, the more sugary your drink, the bigger your hangover is gonna be. Hence, red wine. Uh, but so yeah, so Matt likes to get that, but every time I taste it, all I can think about is how long I spent throwing up at the day after my birthday. So
Next, and then now I'm just looking at this now because again, we have not looked at the menus prior, and I wish I would have known this because so Prince Eric's Village Market is right across from the Little Mermaid ride, and I just thought it was like a place where you got like turkey legs, which yes, you do. But they also have, and I didn't know this, they have a mermaid donut. I'm not a donut person, but if you love donuts, it's a yeast donut with purple icing, sprinkles, topped with white chocolate treasures from Ariel's Grotto. But, and this is the big deal.
That sounds sexual.
Yeah, if you like
Ariel's Grotto.
Ariel's Grotto, they have frozen Cokes here. I don't think you understand how much I love frozen Coke. I love frozen
Oh,
Coke so
especially
much. They have frozen Coke. You can get different kinds with different syrups. You could get a frozen Coke with either green apple syrup, vanilla syrup, cherry syrup, watermelon, or red passion fruit. I would probably get the vanilla syrup. I love frozen Coke. You've no
huh.
idea. I had no idea this existed. Oh my god.
Yeah, I thought that was just like a place you could buy like water bottle
Yeah.
and such.
I
Huh.
am blown away.
I'm looking at this jumbo
I
pretzel.
am shook.
Ooh, freaking pickles. I love pickles.
So there's also the Cheshire Cafe, which is near the Mad Hatter Tea Party. Here they have
I
what is
have not eaten anything
I
from
have
here
not eaten anything
personally.
here either. All they have is the Cheshire Cat tail. I believe it's some kind of baked good. And then there's like
Um, yeah, it's like a what's not a croissant, same kind of style. What am I looking for? What word is this?
like a twisted dough thing.
Yeah, like flaky.
Yeah,
Not my style of
right.
a dessert
It's
or
not my
anything.
bag. They do have
Wonderland slushy raspberry
yeah.
lemonade with grape and candy
Oh
coated
god,
straw.
guys,
That
who eats
sounds
this, drinks this shit?
fun.
If you want to like
And Japanese
have
coffee.
diabetes, good lord. Oh, I do remember that they do have hot tea here, which I think, if you're going when it's cooler, that's awesome. But otherwise, it's another place to get water. I'll tell you that. How about that?
I could, yeah,
It's another place
I
to get
could
water.
literally go to Antarctica though and ask for an iced coffee.
Yeah,
You will. I'm not a hot drink fan.
yeah. Storybook treats menu. And this and the Friar Nook are pretty close to each other. Right there in kind of like the center of Fantasyland. And this is mainly ice cream. Actually, it is just ice cream. It's like
Right.
ice
This
cream
is
and
where you
floats.
get that gross
Oh
float.
yeah, that was one of our first episodes. We talked about that.
Yeah, Peter Pan float, guys. I'm telling you, the lime soft serve is really good. I
Yeah.
love soft serve sherbets. But it's like I don't know. I might have just had a bad one. Like the Sprite was not
No,
good.
there's nothing good about
The
it.
chocolate feather was plastic. Like it was gross. I would just go over and get a regular
Yeah,
ass Dole Whip float.
same.
Although if I could get that lime soft serve inside of the pineapple juice,
Oh, yeah, that would be interesting.
Disney, call me.
We have ideas. And last but not least
A
is my
lot of them.
personal
Listen to
favorite.
all 60 episodes.
Oh, all 60 episodes, yes. This is my personal favorite place to eat in Fantasyland.
Oh my, the Vis de la
The
Resistance.
Beast de la Resistance is the Friar's Nook. It's so great. It's just loaded tots. It is loaded tater tots. What more could you want in your life? Seriously, though.
Ooh, okay, hold on.
Oh, help me,
My mouth is
Jesus, Lord, no.
watering. Loaded buffalo chicken tots.
Dude.
Oh, yeah, hot dogs here. So if you don't want to go through the freaking lawless
Yep.
land of Casey's Corner, you can come here and get a friggin' hot dog.
Go to our episode, our tour of Magic or Main Street, guys. Listen to our tirade on Casey's Corner.
Lawless
It's a
land.
lawless land.
Lawless land.
Um,
Yeah, no, fuck yes. These loaded buffalo
oh
chicken
God,
tots put it in my face.
best place to eat in Fantasyland. Everyone else can S the D. I cannot handle it. I don't. Anyone else who comes at me and says like, "Oh no, Cinderella's table" or like, "Be our guest," I'd be like, we can't be friends. Like, I just can't do it. Creamy bacon, macaroni and cheese tots, loaded buffalo chicken loaded tots, hot dog, served with mac and cheese. Like, oh, geez, come on now, guys. I don't have time. I don't have time for y'all coming at me with like your nonsense and saying this is not good.
And honestly, loaded buffalo chicken tots, they're only $10.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh
And
my god.
I'm just gonna bring up the breakfast menu here for a hot minute too, because it's pretty decent. You can get a breakfast sandwich, just like a straight up bacon, egg, and cheese. They also have sausage and gravy potato barrels. Like what? The best place in Fantasyland. Don't even come at me. Don't even at me. Actually, at me, because I'll fight you.
Okay, like I almost had a small heart palpitation. I was like
What?
$6.49 for an uncrustable, but it includes like
That's different business.
a
Yeah.
yogurt smoothies,
Yeah.
yogurt squeeze, whatever, applesauce. I
I
was
mean, it
like,
is
damn, that
decent,
is regardless. That's like two packages of
right?
uncrustable.
Yeah.
Damn.
We finished it. We finished
Ooh,
Fantasyland.
that bacon, egg, and cheddar served
Dude,
with
right?
multigrain croissant.
Saying it. Fire's Nook.
Shit is a potato barrel.
Fire's
Is that
Nook
what they're trying to call top?
2021. Because I don't think this park's opening in 2020.
Sausage and gravy potato barrels?
Wow.
Okay.
This is our soundbite right here. Is talking about the.
Sleeper. Sleeper.
It's a
This little
sleeper
guy's
hit.
just, yeah, literally, he's just been hanging out in a little nook, like,
Mhm.
shitting on the whole game.
Y'all. I
It's a single dollar price range, like the single cash money
yeah.
sign, so it's cheap. Yeah,
I
it's
I
cute.
really do think it's probably my favorite place to eat in all of Magic Kingdom. I think
I
that's
think
the
it's a good, quick, light thing. Like, you're not going to be super,
Oh wait, no.
like,
Skipper's
weighed
Canteen.
down by it.
Skipper's
Which
Canteen
one?
is the second.
Yes.
I almost forgot. That's it. We're back.
We did it.
We're back, baby.
We did it. You're welcome, everyone.
Yeah. Guys, we're excited to be back. We have functioning technology. Although once I stop recording, we'll make sure that it's functioning technology. But I did test it afterwards. And I have a fun new computer. It's rose gold, because why not? Um,
Living.
and it's nice to be back. I need some normalcy in my life. What?
Um, I'm. I still need a new microphone. I'm still over here in like the dark ages on my
That's okay.
headset.
You still
Making
sound
our
good.
things sound so bad.
No, it sounds good. Shh.
No, you sound good.
You sound good.
No, yeah.
Well, guys, I have to make dinner because it's Sunday night, and of course, it's some kind of Italian nonsense that I have to make. So we're gonna wrap it up. Next week, what is next week? Oh, Tomorrowland. God, that's
Tomorrowland.
awesome. Tomorrowland. I'm so excited. I
I
love
love Tomorrowland.
Tomorrowland.
Okay. I'll
Guys,
see you guys later.
my name is Annie at WGW Collective, and with me, as always, is my most wonderful co-host, who I'm so glad to hear his voice.
I know. I'm so nervous to not like to hit stop recording.
This
I'm
is like,
Brady McCleary at I almost said at WDW Collective. No, I'm Brady McCleary at Brady Cam. And check us out, hit us up, tell us what you want to hear,
yeah, guys, we're gonna be in Tomorrowland
and
next
we'll
week.
ignore it and just say what we want.
Yeah. All right, guys, have a great week. Wash your hands, wear a mask. Peace out.
Stay safe, everybody. Bye.